All right, couple last clips here, Lana, and then we'll get the hell out of here. We talked about Harrison Butker. He was at a commencement speech. I played one on my show last week. It was the governor of Illinois, I believe it was. He gave a great commencement speech about just being kind to people and don't be an asshole, basically. Well, Ken Burns, who's a very intelligent person, just gave a commencement speech recently and went a little bit differently on his commencement speech, because generally you don't bring up politics, but this time he did. And I think it was an important enough message to play. So let's listen to Ken Burns, who is a documentarian, very intelligent person, did one of the greatest documentaries I've ever seen, which was a 9-10 part documentary about baseball. I love baseball. But this is Ken Burns at a commencement speech.
Which brings me to a moment I've dreaded and forces me to suspend my long-standing attempt at neutrality. There is no real choice this November. There is only the perpetuation, however flawed and feeble you might perceive it, of our fragile 249-year-old experiment, or the entropy that will engulf and destroy us if we take the other route. When, as Mercy Otis Warren would say, the checks of conscience are thrown aside and a deformed picture of the soul is revealed. The presumptive Republican nominee is the opioid of all opioids, an easy cure for what some believe is the solution to our myriad pains and problems, when in fact, with him you end up re-enslaved with an even bigger problem, a worse affliction and addiction, a bigger delusion, James Baldwin would say, the author and finisher of our national existence, our national suicide, as Mr. Lincoln prophesies. Do not be seduced by easy equalization. There is nothing equal about this equation. We are at an existential crossroads in our political and civic lives. This is a choice that could not be clearer.
And the rest is applause there. But, I mean, excellent speech. I have one minor problem with it. And the problem is that Ken Burns is an intelligent person. Ken Burns is speaking to a lot of intelligent people. A lot of the people that he's speaking to probably are in the camp of understanding that Donald Trump is a problem for this country and will not vote for him. We need to find stupid people that connect to people out there. We've got enough intelligent people. We've got plenty of smart people out there to do it. But it sounds weird, but we need dummies a little bit to be able to get the message out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. Like, I just wish that more, I feel like you want celebrities to shut up, but you also want the smart ones to speak up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a lot. Like, it almost seems like all of America, anyone that has a platform at this point should be speaking up. Like, because I don't know why you wouldn't be speaking up. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, because literally your daughters are not going to have rights. Like, I have to keep going back to that. Like, that is a thing. But I guess when you can travel to another country, you don't care. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating.
It's very frustrating. You know, there was one guy that, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Paul brothers, Jake and the other Paul. I can't remember his name, but they're YouTube guys and now become famous. They're fucking boxing Mike Tyson now. And I did hear one of the Paul brothers just rip Donald Trump. So if we had more of that kind of messaging,
Right.
I think that can help. And, you know, there has been, you know, they question whether some of these Democrats should start going on programs like Joe Rogan and stuff like that and try to get their message out to that audience. And certainly not saying I know people listen to Joe Rogan or who are intelligent people, but I also know a lot of dummies listen to Joe Rogan because I hear people all the time regurgitating everything he says as gospel. So, you know, it is my understanding that Joe Rogan's not really a contentious kind of person. He's not going to sit there and try to embarrass you necessarily.
Right.
So maybe, I don't know, is that a route they should be
Well,
taking?
why not? They should be on everything. They should be on Fox News. They should be on, and I think that some do go on. We just don't watch it. Right.
We see the clips.
Right, exactly. We're not watching it like that, but we need
but
more.
they also go on, Lana, too. They only go on the maybe
The early
11 a.m.,
Right.
1 o'clock in the afternoon when nobody's really watching.
Right.
I mean, Sean Hannity is never going to have Pete Buttigieg on. Maybe he will. I don't know. But
yeah, but you're right, because they're smarter than he is.
Correct.
He's not going to have anyone that could run circles around him.
Definitely Jesse Waters. He is not smart enough to interview himself. Forget about Pete Buttigieg. But all right.
That's hilarious.